Hey kids, which movie podcast do you want to listen to? That's right, it's Remove Film from Tray. Hello Slushie, hello Count.
Hello.
Hey.
We watched some bad movies this week, huh?
Oh, sure did.
For the podcast. We watched some good movies for fun.
I mean, we watched one movie for the podcast.
We watched two.
We watched two.
Well, it's the TV movies. Are TV movies movies?
Yeah, yes.
They have movie tacked on the end, yeah.
Okay.
There are some good old TV movies that I'll have to show you. Like the one that... Go ahead.
If video essays they start calling them like essay movies.
No.
Then those are movies.
No. They have to be released with a barcode.
I think the problem with video essays, I mean, the same argument, Slushie. I'm not going to insult our sponsor, Tubi, but it seems like anyone can upload anything to that. So to make the movies, I guess.
Tubi, hit us up.
So what did we watch for fun this week? I guess chronological order. Friend of the show, MDB, played She. Which sometimes has an exclamation point on the end, sometimes doesn't. You really like this, Count, right?
I did. I took a lot of notes, but you two, I found out, didn't like it so much. So my heart shattered. Yeah?
It was like a 3 out of 5 for me. I don't know. Like, I thought this was very similar to Sinbad, but like, I liked it less than Sinbad.
I liked it more. I don't know. I like Sandal Bergman, though. She's just cool.
She's a Valkyrie.
She is a Valkyrie. She's she. For those of you who don't know, she's she.
She's the god of some society in the future. Well,
I have written down that the woke mob canceled the world because the beginning of the movie is like the world was canceled.
It says like 19 years after the cancellation or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the first title?
I like the world that there's like pinball machines and Pac-Man. It's all mixed up like Streets of Fire. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the world got canceled in the mid to early 80s, and now it's
can't keep
just back to
comparing
farming.
Things to Streets of Fire.
Well,
why not?
Why not?
You know,
like, good through line, right?
Yeah,
sure.
I didn't feel like she was in it enough. Like, she didn't do enough, right? Like, it was mostly the two doofuses, I felt like.
Yeah, she did not.
What was their name? Like Tom, Dick, and Harry or something?
Well, it was Harry. It was like one of the guys was Dick. I think the other guy was Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, Dick and Tom sounds right.
And they just sort of like stumble around to different like post-apocalypse vignettes and get captured, and then she saves them, or they save she.
Right.
Yeah, they go from location to location. They get captured. They find a way to escape. They encounter knights in boxes, Frankenstein's robots, mummies with chainsaws wearing sunglasses, vampires, the dude from Stage Fright that I've never seen any other movie except for Stage Fright.
Don't know that one.
It's like a movie it's an Italian horror film, one of the few that I enjoy, where a guy wears an owl mask and he chases people around a stage with a chainsaw. It's pretty good.
People got to stop going on this stage.
Yeah. You're going to get frightened and killed.
Yeah, and like, there's a lot of cool stuff in this movie. Like the Frankensteins in the boxes. She has to do a test.
Yes.
And she has to walk through
the torture spikes.
Sort of a underpass or something that has a bunch of crates that like Frankensteins and knights burst out of. I don't know.
Then the Frankenstein is a robot.
Yeah,
Frankenstein robot.
She kills it by biting off the bolt on its neck that makes it blow up. I don't know, just something about the greater flow of the movie just was a little boring to me. I don't know.
I said it while we were watching it, but I think it would have made a really good, like, late 80s, early 90s adventure show in the vein of like Hercules and Xena. And,
right, if each episode was them getting
and
captured in one spot.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this was like a whole season condensed. You're into binging. It's binged. You just binged the whole series of She in an hour and 40.
It's like watching the fucking Gundam movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all chopped up. I also have written down there's like the Godan wizard guy. There's the Gex is on a bridge.
Right. Yeah, there's like a cult leader named Godan who's psychic. But yeah, there's like a weird, I don't know, gay guy on a bridge who behaves like Gex. He speaks only in TV references from the 60s, and people keep trying to cut his arms off and stuff because he's annoying.
Right,
and then there's more. He just multiplies.
Cut a piece of him off, and he just duplicates.
He's just sort of in the movie for like 20 minutes, and then he's not in the movie anymore. He's in a lot of scenes. It's really weird.
He just blows up, and you'd think like maybe 1,000 of them would appear or something, or maybe like 50,
yeah.
and then nothing happens from it.
I forgot
he like blows up and dies.
Finally. I just kind of the ending sequence. I just kind of like started eating dinner or something. I don't remember, but they get to whose fortress is it? The leader of the future Nazis.
Yeah.
The Gonks or something. They have some weird
I can't remember their name.
I don't remember their name.
The Zonkers.
They're Nazi people.
It was a name that is very similar to a name in something else. Because
it was similar to something else in this movie, right? Because there was like there was the Zonkers and the Gonkers, and the Gonkers were like the mummy men.
I think one of them was Horks.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm skimming the wiki page and I'm
like
not really
Horkers and Horks or something like that, but
yeah.
Oh, Norks.
They were
the Norks.
Okay. Sounds kind of like Norts, you know?
Yeah.
Just a journey, a fantasy journey, a quest.
I liked it. I feel like if we watched it maybe 6 months from now, having not watched it now, but like the gap between this and Sinbad was bigger, maybe the two of you would see the genius of She.
I don't know why you're saying that I didn't like it.
Yeah, you hate this movie.
I don't know where that's coming
from. Slushie hated this movie the whole time, complaining about it.
That was great.
I have written down 80s Alison Brie, and I'm trying to remember who I thought was 80s Alison Brie.
Was it the sister?
Was it She's Bodyguard?
Maybe.
Was it?
Like, there weren't a lot of characters in the movie. There was Tom and Dick's sister.
It might have been like one of the the femboys, femgirl ladies. I don't know.
Was it the first they get, like at the beginning of the movie, Tom and Dick get captured? Was it her? I don't know.
Could have been, because I have it fairly early. So.
At the beginning, and then every 20 minutes for the rest of the movie, Tom and Dick get captured.
Right.
They get captured a lot.
Yeah.
That's on my notes, and a lot is capitalized. They get captured a lot. It's on Tubi. I recommend it.
It's on Tubi.
But, yeah. It's fun. The guy, the main bad guy at the end who showed up to like look weird and talk weird.
And his name was Nork, right? Like the gang was the Norks, but then his name was Nork.
Right.
That sounds right.
He had like a weird TV head, kind of. And he talked like a robot.
Yeah.
He looked like something from the early 2000s. Which is funny to me, personally. I don't remember that aesthetic name. I learned about it literally yesterday, but
Millennial, probably.
No, it's like something.
So what's
Arrow.
next on our movie list?
So me and Slushie went rogue and watched Warlock, which I've been wanting to watch for a while. And Count, you've seen this, right?
I have seen Warlock.
Was-
Good luck finding Julian Sands, but
Yes.
I mean that sincerely. Hopefully they find him.
So he's still considered lost, right?
Yeah, I mean at this
Yeah.
point, hopefully they find something.
I'm hoping he snuck away to another country to start a new life for his
That'd be
golden years. Julian Sands rules. I mean,
Have you
most
seen
of this
Boxing Helena?
Boxing Helena, no.
Yeah, he's the lead in that. He
Oh,
has a crush on a girl and he chops off her limbs.
Oh,
I
wow.
saw that.
You did?
It's David Lynch's daughter. I can't remember her name.
That sounds about right.
David Lynch has a daughter?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations, David. I'm sorry about her limbs. This is I love this movie. I don't know. What do you think, Slushie?
It was a lot of fucking fun. It was very good. I was excited at first because it seemed like it was going to be a period piece prior to, or like as the movie was starting. Mortis and I were talking about how I had played the game some, and he said the game's kind of based on 1 and 2 a little bit. But like the period stuff was really fun. Dr. Hess was in it.
Yeah.
Dr. Hess from Puppet Master 3. And then I also made the prediction based on the game, but made the prediction that it was going to be 5 minutes in the period time, and then they were going to be running around the streets of LA. I was close. It's not quite LA. It's mostly Arizona and Colorado.
Well, it is LA to start with, right?
Right.
Somewhere in California.
And then they are then they pretty quickly leave and are on the road and talking in cars for a little bit, but I don't know. I expected it to be a little more serious, and I'm glad it wasn't super serious because I think that made it a lot more fun.
It has a lot of humor.
Yeah. But it's like humor that really works in the moment and with the characters.
Yeah, it like works with the fish out of water thing.
Right.
So there's a warlock, right? Julian Sands. He's in the past. He's tied up with his toes locked together. He can't move.
His thumbs and his big toes are all shackled together.
Yeah. And his dad, Satan, makes a whirlwind to take him to the future to save him. But then also this cool druid guy goes with it. He's like a druid, kind of earth magic witch hunter.
He's a witch hunter.
Yeah.
I don't remember his first name, but his last name's Redfern.
Redfern. That's
what he
is everyone calls him
referred to
Redfern.
as throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
So they go to the future, modern day LA. They both meet up with a wisecracking, sarcastic, glamorous diner waitress. And then the warlock goes on a road trip to find the pages of Satan's own Bible, which has God's name in it. That you say God's name backwards and you blow up the whole world. So
you undo creation.
And are the two of you Richard E. Grant fans?
Is that the director?
No, that is the witch hunter.
Well,
I am now.
We are. Yeah. We did see him.
Have you seen With Nail and I?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's an amazing movie. He's the lead in that. He's the lead in that with the Eighth Doctor from the Doctor Who TV movie.
Oh wow.
It's just the two of them.
Is that based on some book or something?
It is based on a book.
I've heard the name. Oh, we forgot to say she is based on a book too, from the 1800s or something.
Yeah, 1880 something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like Richard E. Grant. he's usually not the lead in movies or like has a big role, but he does in Warlock. I feel like it's a good chunky role.
Yeah. The thing that I like about this movie the most is like the magic. It's all very like, it has a set of rules. Like the Warlock has his Satan magic, and the Hunter has his like weird anti-witch magic. There's all these, different setups. Like Warlock has to get boiled fat of a unbaptized child, and then like
Slushie, did you like the football scene?
Redfern has to get brass keys and stuff, like just ingredients for spells. It's very cool. Football scene.
What football scene?
Is not Warlock the football?
Oh yeah, where he's playing like the little football.
Oh yeah.
Hand tiger or who would have made that back then? In television, maybe.
Parker Brothers or something, probably.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
It's
You
probably
two are the
all
nerds
emulated
That was
with
on
that
name.
stuff. I just thought I'd bring it up.
That was fun.
He plays electronic football. The Warlock. What does he do? He punts when he's
He punts on the he punts on the first down.
Yeah.
Nobody punts on the first down, not even the Jets or whatever the fuck.
Right. Yeah. Just very fun movie. I looked at my document and I rated Warlock 2 higher. I don't know if like rewatching that I'll still feel the same. I remember Warlock 2 being dumber, but I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that. I've only seen the first one.
They're both good.
I think it would be fun to watch the second one with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
3 is horrible. 3 is...
It's not even the same guy, right?
It's not the same Warlock. It feels like a script that a studio just had sitting around from like 1954 and just like finally filmed because they didn't have anything else to do. I don't know. It's really odd.
It was that 90s writer strike.
Yeah, maybe something.
During a little bit of this movie, I was playing Tomb Raider on the PS1.
Okay.
Very good pairing. Very good pairing. Vibe-wise.
Like as you watched it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slushie always gotta be keeping
Hey,
busy.
Slushie, are you playing games while we watch Puppet Master?
I'm sorry.
Slushie,
What?
are you playing games while we watch Puppet Master?
I was reading, I was like browsing funny images while we were watching Legacy, but not during any of the new footage. But we'll get into that.
I'm watching these like raw and wanting to drill my brain out. And Slushie's playing Tomb Raider.
If I was playing Tomb Raider, I'd want to drill my brain out.
I could be playing Minesweeper
I'm
this whole
taking
time.
care of myself.
That was good, by the way, Mortis. That was very good.
You're doing fine, Slushie. You're doing great. So the next thing we watched, me and Slushie, right after Warlock, we watched Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I was not playing anything during this. I could not fucking peel my eyes away from the screen. What a goddamn good movie.
Oh, do you guys know Richard E. Grant?
Yeah. We noticed that. It's Seward? Dr. Seward?
Yeah.
We were watching it and I was like, wait a minute. And I just paused and went to IMDb. It's like, oh yeah, Redfern from Warlock is Dr. Jack Seward. Okay. Cool. But like I'd seen, Slushie'd never seen this. I watched this as shitload on VHS back in the day.
I haven't seen it about a decade, maybe more, probably like 2010 or 11, but it's good.
Yeah, I probably also had not seen it in a decade, but
I've wanted to watch this movie for a very long time because I knew it was going to be awesome. But I can't watch important shit by myself. I can barely watch shit in general by myself. I can't watch important shit by myself, so I'm glad I got the chance to watch it with someone who is cool and very close to me. And It was such a fucking good movie. Like, they don't make movies like this anymore, and they didn't make movies like this anymore when they made it.
Right.
And I don't know if they'll ever make a movie like this again.
They probably won't make a movie like this again.
There were so many shots that were just like fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, it has like all the effects and all the like techniques are just like really old school shit, and there's so many different ones.
Like when Harker's on the train on the way to Transylvania,
Yeah.
and he's writing in his diary, and it's like the lower half is his diary, and then the upper half is this incredible miniature of a fucking train going through the mountains.
Yeah, that's something you want to see, the behind the scenes footage on YouTube if you haven't before. Slushie, I'm sure you looked it up. It's very incredible how they did a lot of this stuff. It's a true love letter to Hollywood, not like this modern crap that you'll have a movie come out. It's like a tribute to old school Hollywood, and it's like self-absorbent bullshit. Like, this is actually a love letter to Hollywood. Like in
Can
filmmaking.
you give us an example, Count?
Give you an example of that?
Yeah.
Of the
all
bullshit,
the Oscar bait that tends to come out every couple of years.
Oh, I figured you were dunking on that Tarantino movie, but
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Yes, that too.
okay.
Absolutely. That would fall under that umbrella.
I forgot how funny Van Helsing was in this. Van Helsing is very funny. What's his name? Anthony
representation
Hopkins.
Of
Yeah,
he was very good. Well, I was just going to repeat the joke you made while we were watching it, but it was like the first good autistic representation or whatever. It's very funny.
He's very, very competent, but very clearly, I don't know.
No, I don't want I don't want an autopsy. I just want to cut off her head and cut her heart out.
Right. Yeah.
So everyone complains about the accents. Slushie, did it bother you?
No, they were fine. They were like just like, no, they weren't the greatest accents in the world, especially coming out of like Keanu Reeves and whatever, but like they weren't so dog shit to take you out of the movie like I've heard over and over again.
This was like very early for Keanu, right? Like what else had he been in at this point? Just like pretty much Bill and Ted?
I think
Bill and Ted, River's Edge. I don't know what else.
Oh yeah. That's one of those like teenagers doing a murder movies, right?
Yeah, River's Edge is great. It has Crispin Glover act as a complete fucking weirdo, which he always is.
Is that the one where he's like playing Gauntlet?
He might be playing Gauntlet.
I think I at one point had a sound from that movie on the soundboard. He's like, when I figure out how to one credit clear this game, I'm gonna rule the fucking world or something like that. It's like,
I could do that.
It's something like that. I may be thinking of a different movie, but
it's a very downer movie. I don't know if Slush was gonna watch that.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. Is I do want to watch it, but I didn't realize Keanu was in it.
River's Edge.
Yeah,
I would watch it.
Yeah.
Probably good.
Check it out.
But yeah, Keanu in particular is not great. Is Dracula. What are you doing, Dracula? Oh, it's just he just kind of plays it a little breathless, and I don't know.
Not as bad as Greg whatever in retro.
As bad as Greg Sestero.
Better than Greg Sestero, yes. Well,
I asked you that, Slush, because that's the meme. So it's good to know someone who has seen this fresh and in our modern times to tell people who are like have heard, oh, the accents are bad, I don't want to watch that silly movie, to shut the fuck up and watch it.
You will hear me say it about video games that are like often maligned by internet critics. It's the same shit with movies. Just watch shit and make up your own mind.
Yeah, play it.
Usually not bad. It's usually great, actually.
It's a great film. Great film. So Count, You watch Kickboxer. I've seen Kickboxer. Slushie didn't see Kickboxer.
I screened Kickboxer thinking it was going to be some like really sort of low budget crappy movie. Kickboxer kicks ass. The soundtrack's great. The shots are really good. The action's good. And Jean-Claude is he's a treat to watch.
Yes. I think Kickboxer, like, I have Bloodsport on what, like my 11th favorite movie or something. Very high. Like, Kickboxer is not that much, I don't know. I don't want to say worse, but like it's almost as good as Bloodsport.
Right. Bloodsport's
in some ways
peak.
It's better.
I'm turning into a pretty big Jean-Claude fan, which I never thought would happen. I never disliked him, but he was just always kind of there for me. And I'm like, he's cool. This dude's cool.
Yeah, like I think probably like 15 years ago or so, me and a friend went through a phase of just watching every JCVD movie up to a point. Like,
right. Well,
like I still haven't seen Double Team, but
I gotta watch the JCVD movie that's called that, and I know I gotta watch Universal Soldier. Kickboxer was such a simple story. I thought the pacing in this movie was incredible. Like, it's not super fast paced, like bam, 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 but it's like the movie was almost done before I even realized it. And that's a good thing. Like, when a movie just like smoothly eases you into it and you're not like, where's this going? Like, it's really great.
I think like the actual tournament in Bloodsport is cooler, but like most of the stuff most of the stuff around the fighting in Kickboxer is like better than the stuff around it in Bloodsport, you know?
I gotta rewatch Bloodsport.
Like
Maybe I should have started with that.
The training sequence in Kickboxers, they're like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
I mean, does he really do that much fighting in this apart from, is it
There's not a lot of fighting. There's very little fighting. There's a fighting scene. Well, I can set the stage for those of you who don't know, without spoilers. Jean-Claude plays the brother of another fighter, and the brother gets hurt, paralyzed by an illegal move, essentially, from an opponent. So Jean-Claude decides to train himself to fight the guy who messed up his brother. And
Isn't that kind of what happens in Bloodsport also?
It's not his... Well, I mean, I guess it's sort of his brother, but yes, kind of.
I mean, it's a common plot. It's not that, like...
It's almost exactly the same as the plot of King of the Kickboxers, which has Billy Blanks, but...
But he goes to get trained by an old martial artist, and he has to prove his worth, and then... So really, there's only a fight scene in the beginning with the brother. Then there's like a fight scene between Jean-Claude and a bar, and there's like the final fight scene. There's like really not that many.
Yeah, I don't remember that much other than the big glass fight sequence, the ancient way, as seen on the cover here.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's on Tubi. You can check it out. If you like Jean-Claude.
We forgot to say, but Warlock is also on Tubi. We instead watched my extremely fucked up VHS rip that I downloaded or whatever. So the Warlock is on Tubi.
I'm trying to think what else to say about Kickboxer. There's like some problematic stuff if you're not into that, so you gotta maybe be aware of that. Like stuff where a man takes control of a woman in a way that she might not like.
Sexual way, yeah. I think I think really
it was a different time.
Yeah, any movie before.
Well, he is the villain, like
2000 or something. You gotta expect some of that.
Just like to throw that out there because anyone's listening and they're like, "Oh my god, Count said to watch this Kickboxer movie, and I can accept violence, but I can't accept." So just put it out there.
Just making a straw man, getting ready for.
Oh yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna
kickbox it to train. Yeah.
Training myself. No, I would recommend Kickboxer. So far, I've enjoyed almost every Jean-Claude movie except for that really one where he's on a bad one and he's on a boat. That's terrible.
On a boat. Oh,
On the submarine.
the Death Stranding or whatever it was called. Double
That's
Double
Stranding.
Down.
Blackwater.
I was close.
Definitely Death Stranding.
I was thinking of Double Threat. Okay. So, the last movie Count watched this week, and I've never fucking heard of, this chick flick, Clockwatchers.
Yeah, I screened Clockwatchers last night to like a big group, and no one had ever heard of it or seen it except for me. I watched this probably last year or the year before the pandemic. Everything runs together. I love this movie. It's got Toni Collette, as you can see, Parker Posey, and Lisa Kudrow. I don't really know who Alana Ubach is. Someone said it's the woman from Beekman's World. I don't know.
Cool.
This movie, it's very good. You might think it's a chick flick, which there's nothing wrong with chick flicks except for if you watch them, what's wrong with you? But it's not a chick flick. It just stars women, and there's nothing wrong with a movie that stars women. Okay, stop being sexist.
Okay.
Listeners out there, I'm building up another straw man. No, basically they play temps. All four of these women work in an office, and they're all temp workers, and it's them dealing with the idea of being temporary in life and your job, and just it's kind of depressing, but not really. There's a little bit of a mystery of who's stealing stuff in the office, and they're all blaming each other in a way, and they're all suspicious, but it's all very low key. There's very low stakes, except for like the idea of being temporary as a person. And Parker Posey has a really strong personality in this movie, and a lot of people in my chat were like, "Oh, she's terrible. I hate her." And it's like, just keep watching the movie. Like, you see how vulnerable she eventually is, and she's the one that feels the most like that she's going to just fade away at any moment. And it's a great movie.
So I is it really?
It is, yeah.
When I was trying to find this poster, I ended up sort of accidentally seeing about the movie, and someone was like, it's an office comedy years before Office Space. Like, is it a comedy? Would you say?
There are funny moments, but it's not like a huge comedy.
Because you look at this poster, and me, I'm like, oh, this is some chick flick. This is like Sliding Doors or some shit. Like this.
So like a chick
this
flick
is some
is
DVD
like
I would never
right?
want to watch. Yeah, right.
It's not that. It's not. There's no romance in it.
Like I would assume from this that all these four girls are like having interweaving, like, oh, one of them has a boyfriend, and then maybe he's cheating on her with another one, and then one of them's getting married, and then
one of them is engaged, and the fiance is cheating with another woman. But it's a very small part of the movie, and it's not really like the rest of them don't have any love interests at all. Toni Collette doesn't have a love interest. Parker Posey doesn't. It's more about the friendship between like temps.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
like if you ever.
What I'm saying is, like, it looks, looking at the way they marketed this film, it looks like a boring drama that I wouldn't want to watch, and it sounds like it's actually fine to watch.
I think it's
which
very
is what you're
good.
saying.
Yeah, you have to be in the right mood. It's a kind of a slow movie. It's quiet. It is funny, but it's not like they're telling jokes. But like, it's funny, enjoyable.
It's funny in the way that life is funny.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you ever worked in a temporary job, like any holiday work, or just like you weren't at a job very long, it would hit home as far as like you see people come and go.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people came around towards the end on this, and my, as far as my viewers, they were all hating on it, and then they're like, oh no, this is actually good. Because I think I have a big male viewer base, so they're all like worried about it.
I think as Twitch goes, you're in the top 1 percentile for female viewer base.
Because well.
There's at least 2, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of women watching.
Yeah, so you're doing good in that regard.
Anyway, Clockwatchers. Check it out. It's on Tubi. If you hate it a half hour and turn it off, you probably wouldn't like it. But if it hooks you within 5 minutes, you're going to like the rest of the movie.
So I guess we better talk about these fucking movies you watched for the podcast.
Do we have to?
So
Puppet Master Legacy is a 13-minute short film trying to bridge together the rest of the Puppet Master movies.
it's 13 minutes. I would have guessed like 4.
It's roughly 13 minutes of original footage, padded by 70 minutes of 3 other movies and 30 seconds of one other.
So this is the new worst movie I've ever seen. It's criminal to even like call this a movie. I don't know.
It's a scam.
It's a scam, and it sucks a huge ass.
Should we actually explain what it is?
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, you did like from like a clinical standpoint.
Yeah.
There's a tiny lady reading a normal sized book, or there's a normal sized lady reading the biggest book in the world.
Right, but okay, so there's a lot of sitting in rooms. It's a woman sitting in a room, and it'll cut to like a 15-minute chunk of another Puppet Master movie.
At least 15 minutes, yes.
Yeah, then cut back for 30 seconds, and then cut to another 15-minute chunk of another Puppet Master movie, and then it just repeats until it hit an hour 30.
Like,
it was an hour and
10?
13,
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
so like,
sure.
okay. I feel like maybe on the podcast, maybe not. Me and Count have probably dunked on Phantasm 4 and 5 for being clip shows. But,
Yeah, we had,
well, you definitely did last episode.
Okay,
when I said
well,
this was the next Puppet Master.
I
I'd
don't
rather watch
exactly.
Phantasm 4 and 5.
Yes, like there's a clip show and then there's a clip show. Like this movie is the barest, the barest connecting tissue between huge chunks of unedited Puppet Master films. Like it's like they chose. Okay, we're gonna start. The first thing you see is retro, right? The first thing they flash back to is retro because it's chronologically the oldest, which we have just watched because it's the most recent Puppet Master before this. So, like 2 minutes into this movie, it cuts to 10 minutes into retro and then plays to something like 25. It just plays 15 solid uninterrupted minutes of Puppet Master retro, and it's like, what the I just fucking watched this. Like they just like, choose like where can we insert this and then do the least editing to get the most time.
It's the entire preamble up to the play, the entire play itself, the entire conversation between Toulon and Elsa that happens after Afzir or whatever the guy's name is gets attacked. And then I think it is also the last battle in the train car.
Yeah.
I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It's just bad. I don't know. And then they do it again.
They show
And again.
Yes. And again. They show, I want to say, every kill from every Puppet Master that is covered, which for some reason they don't show one.
No,
one is not involved except for Toulon's suicide from one. And that's the only thing they show from that.
Yeah.
Probably some kind of rights issue. Like, I have no idea why, but so I have in my notes after the retro clip is over, the Laura Croft lady says, "That's it? I don't give a damn about this drivel." Which is like, yeah, like, that's what we said after.
Exactly, yeah.
After
sums
retro.
it up. There's like gun sounds, there's no flash or effects when like she's shooting a gun. It's just like it doesn't even move.
Yeah, so like the premise of the framing device is this woman this badass assassin woman, Laura Croft, is like murdering people off camera associated with Toulon and like trying to hunt down Toulon's legacy. And so she finds the new puppet master, who is Peter Hurst, a different actor, but it's the kid from 3 who we embarrassed ourselves about.
This is true.
We sure did.
And it's supposed to be that same character.
And she's it turns out she was hired by the puppets, right?
I guess,
Yeah.
like, you know, they're listening to reel tapes of Toulon that lead to, you know, huge chunks of movie, and then as it, like, we find out the badass woman killed the nerd from 4 and 5. It might, and then in my notes it says this sucks. Like that made me mad. Like, she killed the puppet master from 4 and 5, Ricky or whatever, Richard,
whatever it was.
to get her huge book of secrets that didn't have secrets in it. And then, like, the very final framing device part of the movie is like the puppets wake up, you know, Hurst is like being bullied by her and playing the little tape reels. The puppets finally wake up and Pinhead throws a wrench at her, knocks her out, and then she's like, "Why do you think I'm doing this? You think I'm doing this because I want Toulon's secret of the puppets? They hired me because they're in pain and they want me to kill them. They want me to find out how to end their miserable lives. Now you're gonna," like, what does she say? It's like, now this is your legacy now, Puppet Master, or some shit.
Yeah.
They're gonna turn on you.
Yeah.
And then he looks at the camera and shoots in the vague direction of the camera, and then the movie ends.
Yeah, just flash to white, and then it says the producers would like to thank all the cast and crew who have helped make the Puppet Master series such a tremendous success over the years. I like to think they're talking to us here as well.
They are.
What a great thank you Puppet Master Legacy is.
Because it has years there, so it means like into the future, so we're covered.
Yeah, okay. It's just
not in the past, just over the years.
There's no earthly reason for this movie to exist or for anyone to ever watch it again. So please don't
watch it. Don't even watch the little clip show on YouTube that's like a 13-minute cut. Don't watch it at all.
Is that 13 minutes, the alternate cut?
Yeah. Well, not the alternative cut that we talked about, which for some reason they recut this movie to make the transitions smoother and to remove one voiceover line. But
yeah, that'll fix it.
There is a fan version on YouTube that literally just takes out the old movie stuff and is just the original footage, and it is about 13 minutes long.
Yeah. One of my notes is a movie that I didn't cover in our just little area of movies that we watched, but I'm covering it here because they do a flashback to Puppet Master 3, and it has the woman from a movie that I watched called Kickboxer. It's an hour long. It's on Tubi. It is probably the worst movie I ever watched. It might even be worse than Puppet Master Legacy, which we're talking about. But the woman that is flirting with the Nazi commander is in that movie for about 5 minutes. She has one scene in like a half hour in, and then she appears at the very, I'm talking tail end of the movie. They're like, whatever happened to such and such? And it's just porn.
Look who directed Kickboxer. Assuming this is the right poster, but it's David Dakota, our good friend.
Oh my god!
Look at that!
Of course it is. It's horrible. The whole time you think Kickboxer's like a Christian movie because like the way they talk and like the way it's produced, it's like a really shitty Christian movie. And then there's straight up like Frontworm, and you see it going inside her at the end, and like she's topless riding this guy.
Just full penetration, huh?
Yeah, it's like what? And I'm talking it's like an hour of nothing and then full penetration at the last 30 seconds of the movie.
Was this a double feature with Kickboxer, or is this just like a coincidence?
I might have put it on like the night after, or it might have been after Kickboxer. It won the vote. I had a big vote, and it got a ton of votes. And I was like, this movie, I told them this looks like shit, and they wanted to watch it. And it was shit.
You know, I mean, look,
I'm glad you're still on.
You cultivate an audience of.
Oh, I covered it up. Like I was like, oh god.
You cultivate an audience of people who want to watch mid movies. You know, they're going to vote for.
It's true. Shout out to my mid hunters out there.
Yeah. So this is now the Puppet Master Legacy is now the worst movie I've ever seen. Would you say it's below Kickboxer for you, or is it?
I don't know.
Is it still above Kickboxer?
It's had I not seen the other Puppet Master movies, maybe this would be okay.
I don't even think it would.
Well, as far as compared to Kickboxer.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm only comparing the two of them. I can't choose. They're both really bad. I would rather watch Phantasm 4. And I hate that movie. So.
I mean,
that's really right.
Again, like I think Phantasm 4 is like has more editing and has more. It's like it's like Don Coscarelli's weird attempt to like explain and tie shit together that nobody really wanted explained.
And Phantasm 4 at least has like different cuts of the footage.
Yeah, it does.
So it's not like the same exact footage. It's just like alternate takes from like Phantasm 1, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting in that regard. I mean, I'm defending Phantasm 4, which I never thought I'd do in my life. But that's how bad Puppet Master Legacy is.
It's junk. It's junk from an ass.
Slushie, did you ever watch a lot of TV as a child on like actual TV?
And define actual TV, like just not
like shitty sitcoms that would do clip shows.
I watched a lot of Spin City.
Okay, but did you ever watch did Spin City do clip shows?
Was there an episode where they got stuck in a freezer and had to think about the funny things that have happened to them?
Like I know Fresh Prince did it. I know like Full House would do it, and I feel like you would turn on the TV. You know, you get home from school, you do your homework, you turn on the TV, and it's a fucking clip show, and you just want to scream. That's what this movie is. And can you imagine paying for this? Like you're a young teen or a young adult, and like you go to the store and you rent or you buy fucking Puppet Master. The new Puppet Master's out. I like these movies. You bring it home, and it's just awful.
Count, you've seen the Clerks cartoon, right?
I have seen the Clerks cartoon.
Isn't the second episode the clip show episode? Am I misremembering that?
It is.
That's really funny.
That's a
really good bit.
I also like. I think Community does it, and it's all like things that never actually happened. So like they cut away as if it's a clip show, but it's like new footage.
Yeah. So
it can be done right, but
don't watch it.
Not
this is bottom ranked on my Puppet Master ranking. Bottom ranked on my overall ranking.
I can't imagine it leaving the bottom rank of the Puppet Master ranking.
I can't imagine, but
I hope not.
Yeah, it would have to be an affront to art.
Slushie, is this one of the worst movies you've seen?
I don't consider it a movie. Like I literally in my head cannot classify it as a movie. It's 13 minutes of new footage and then they just show other movies. It feels like a fucking weird trailer package. Like I used to work at a video store. It feels like something that they would have recorded for like the fucking TVs that were around the store.
Yeah.
To play, where they just like have two, office interns pretend like they're talking as real people. Remember that movie? That new movie, the one with the guy and the gun, and then they show a fucking trailer for Mission Impossible 4. That's what it felt like to me. I can't call it a movie. So no, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen because it's not a movie.
I'm going to mark it down as a yes. This doesn't reach movie status.
So let's see.
Only so that in the future can we say to you, Slushie, is it worse than Puppet Master Legacy? And we can have an answer. You know?
I'm gonna
I mean, the
talk real
answer's
briefly
probably always going to be no.
about
Please go ahead.
the former worst movie I've ever seen, and Slushie has seen this, right? We watched this, Jurassic Park.
Yep. Yep.
So it's on Tubi.
It sure
Jurassic
is.
Park is an hour and 10 minutes of CGI dogs doing shot reverse shot, and not animated other than their mouth, going like, hey, Commander Space Paws, I'm looking forward to being a space dog. Oh, before you're a space dog, you need to do training. And then it cuts to a new scene, and it's like, oh, I'm learning how to be a space dog. And
Does he talk like that?
yes. They're all
That's
putting on
actually
like
a pretty good, impression.
gotta
of
watch
that
this.
like
character.
every character is putting on the worst voice you've ever heard, and there's an evil cat. His name is Marlon Butterpaws, which I wouldn't remember if I hadn't Googled this poster. He's like, I am Marlon Butterpaws. I will rule the universe with my dinosaur bone. It's just like,
Now, is it the same voice actor, you think?
I think there's a different voice actor for everybody, but like,
Okay.
it's so evidently like, it's both something that you just are meant to like put on for your 3-year-old so they shut up, and then like also a scam. Like they probably somehow got money back on taxes for making this movie. Like, it's just,
So it's like
It's-
that Trump movie.
it's almost exactly the same as Trump versus Illuminati or whatever, but like that had action in it, and this only has shot reverse shot of dogs talking to each other.
You know what I wonder about these movies, like Jurassic Park and Trump versus Illuminati? Do you think they outsource it? Like they find people in other parts of the world that you can just outsource on Fiverr, and you pay them $5 a week to make your fucking movie?
Something, yeah. It's like they're certainly like outsourcing models and like animation
yeah.
and stuff. Like I don't know if these are made in like Source Filmmaker or what, but
After watching Trump vs. Illuminati and seeing how many stolen and like just very slightly edited assets there were, I like legitimately really want to rewatch Jurassic Park and see if it's the same situation.
Well, you have fun with that, because I'm not gonna. I'm not touching this.
so okay.
You've never seen it, Count.
No, that's what I said. I'm not touching it.
Another very big connection between this and Trump versus Illuminati is it's one, like the whole movie they're like, we're going to travel back in time and see dinosaurs on the dinosaur planet, and then in Trump versus Illuminati it's like we're going to have the biggest war ever with the Illuminati. And I don't have a good Trump voice, but neither does the Trump in that movie. And then it never happens. Like neither thing they've been building to in both movies ever happens.
I will say I like the ending of Trump versus Illuminati when like all the weirdos and their spaceships are flying, and then it just ends.
Yeah.
Like, you think something's cool is gonna happen, it doesn't.
And like this company, the company of Jurassic Park also makes these like Christian Finding Nemo things where it's just shot reverse shot of fishes talking to each other about God and stuff. And like not moving. So.
I just want to set one thing straight, because I feel like when you say nothing cool happens in Trump versus Illuminati, I feel like you're underselling it just a little bit.
There are fights. Yeah.
Well, no. Trump, who is a Chinese clone, does meet Satan, who is in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it does happen.
It's a better movie than Jurassic Park, but like this is what Puppet Master Legacy is worse than.
Right.
Is less art than, you know.
And Full Moon, if
It's
you
a
give
fucking
us
feat.
If Full Moon gives us like $2,000, we can probably outsource the models from the Puppet Master game, and we'll send it to some country, and they'll animate a nice Puppet Master CG movie for you.
If they give us $2,000, I'll animate that shit in OBS.
Just like drag it across the screen.
Yes, I have animated things like that before.
Yeah,
it works fairly well.
It'll probably look better than the stop motion and Verse Demonic Toys.
We'll get there.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like
I'll send you. Remind me later. I'll send you my Blockbuster video.
Okay. your sizzle reel.
Yeah.
So the next thing we watched to get ready for Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, we had to watch Demonic Toys to get the backstory of the Demonic Toys.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the fact?
Neither of you had seen this, right? I had seen it before.
I had not seen it.
I had never seen it.
Slushie, what did you think of Demonic Toys?
I thought it was like pretty fun. It was surprisingly fun. I kind of expected it to be, I don't know, I went in with really low expectations because of the last few Puppet Master movies we had seen. But this was, pretty early in the 90s when I think, Full Moon was still putting some sort of effort into their movies. They're, it's flawed for sure. It's got some things that aren't great. But the characters in it are really fun. The security guard is great. He's just sitting there listening to polka and watching the best scene in any Puppet Master movie over and on loop.
Just watching Puppet Master 2 over and over again.
Yeah. Baby Oopsie kicked ass and was like really well done. I'm curious how they did it. It looked really good.
Baby Oopsie really good in this movie, not in Verse Demonic Toys. Like, we liked Baby Oopsie here. At least I did. I don't. Demonic Toys, never saw it before. Kind of good. It was refreshing after watching Puppet Master The Legacy. We watched both of those in the same night. And I was like, finally a real movie again. So that was nice for me.
Yeah.
I guess if you okay. I've formed a premise or a situation in which someone might want to watch Puppet Master Legacy.
They're doing a podcast about all the Puppet Master movies.
A different one.
Okay.
If you really want to watch Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys because you love Sci-Fi Channel movies and you just need some context, Puppet Master Legacy would provide you with pretty good context for the puppets.
No, you don't need to. There's no no. Okay? That person doesn't exist. I've been building straw men. Slushie's building straw men.
I'm building fucking
people exist.
I'm building wooden dolls that get brought to life by blue fairies, okay? Like, I know people who are incredibly into Sci-Fi Channel movies and would love to get a little context for the weird.
All right. Well, are these people that will also watch a 7-hour video essay on YouTube?
No, they're people who suck and they're people that suck a lot, but I do know them. They exist.
If they can get through a 3 or 7 hour video essay, they probably could get through Puppet Master The Legacy if they're also interested in Verse Demonic Toys.
You never know.
So did you start talking about the movie yet?
Yeah, I mentioned the security guard. He's a lot of fun. But we didn't really get into the plot.
We haven't gotten to the plot yet.
Okay. Yeah. So the movie begins with some undercover cops who don't seem to have any backup or want any. They're like doing an arms deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In an alley that has some pretty good graffiti. It says Pink Floyd the wall. It says Punk's not dead. It's like a real Hollywood actual back lot, I guess, probably.
Actual set, yeah.
It might be an alley that exists for real.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, you never know at full moon.
It goes horribly wrong. We find out that there's a woman and a man. We find out they're a couple. The woman is pregnant. And the husband is immediately killed by
He sure is.
by Razor Ramon and the other guy.
Yeah, and his name's Cable.
Right, yeah, the guy's name is Cable.
For some reason, his name is Cable.
It's a cool name.
That's his undercover street name.
So they flee. We have a setup. They all flee into the Arcadia toy warehouse, which is just adjacent. Mm-hmm. They happen to be right there. And they become locked by a demonic force in the Arcadia toy warehouse, which is monitored by one slob security guard who is watching Puppet Master 2 on his little
monochrome CRT,
like 4x5 black and white monitor. Yeah, it's not Puppet Master 2. Actually, it's like a loop of Blade's big scene and Torch's big scene, and just like throughout the movie, it's always cutting back, and it's somewhere in those two scenes.
So you know what I don't understand?
Yeah.
How could the puppets fight the demonic toys if the puppets are just a movie in the world of demonic toys?
Now that's a really good fucking point, actually. Well, it's because, as we'll see in Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, that's actually a soft reboot and a new imagining of the mythos.
That's right. Also, Reddit nerds, who fucking cares when shit like that happens? You know how many fucking times I see like, how is the Evil Dead still connected to the Nightmare on Elm Street when they're watching the Evil Dead? Who fucking cares? Sorry.
See, Count built one straw man, was planning to build one straw man, but accidentally bulk ordered the straw.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can find Reddit posts like that. When they're like, the comics aren't canon because there's like, you see them watching fucking The Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street, and then there's like a poster of like fucking whatever.
I mean, I know I was into Star Wars for a while. I know what it's like.
Fucking horror nerds, I feel like, are almost worse than Star Wars people.
I would believe it.
We get introduced to the security guard orders chicken. There's a really nice little scene with the chicken delivery place where it's just like scummy and nasty, and the boss is an asshole, and the employees don't care about it. the chicken delivery guy who becomes a main
Chunky's chicken.
Chunky's chicken.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
A main character in the film. The boss is like, is it a cigarette in your mouth? No, it's your dick.
It's just like, such a good line.
The best part.
He has a huge attitude. He wears a leather jacket over his cheesy, polyester chicken outfit, which also gets called out in the film. It's like this is so close to a real film compared to the last like 3 things we have watched. This is the closest thing to a real film in this.
There's a lot of good lines, like "Where's the femme?" The characters have attitude. I want to mention Cable again because it has to be. I'm telling you, it's an X-Men reference because like Full Moon did the Doctor Strange movie, and they were gonna do other Marvel stuff. Like they were Marvel fans. It has to be fucking like Cable was just
Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, you don't know about
that? No, I don't know about that.
Oh boy, Dr. Mordred. They were about to start production. It was going to be called Doctor Strange, but they lost the rights like 2 weeks before they actually started rolling. So they just changed the name of the character. Jeffrey Combs plays him.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot because I've seen the poster for Dr. Mordred.
Yes.
That explains a shit ton.
I think you've seen the trailer too, maybe. I don't know.
I may have, yeah.
So anyway, Cable came out in like 90, like as Cable.
Yeah.
And this is 92. Like I'm telling you, it has to be like they were reading X-Men and just thought he's cool, and because they're already making Marvel shit or planning to. And that's all. That's all.
Yeah. But speaking of good lines, I have this in my notes, and I don't remember exactly why, but I think it's the security guard who says, "The world is a toilet and all the people in it are assholes."
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really remember why he says that. And he also keeps saying, "Hold your pants on," like multiple times in the movie. This is like his catchphrase.
Hold your pants on.
Hold your pants on. Yeah, when they're locked into a room with the lock on their side.
Yeah.
Right.
And he shows the chicken delivery guy Miss July in Plaything magazine, which the actress who plays Miss, it's a shot, a photo shoot for the movie, and apparently according to Google, this is like the movie that actress is best known for.
Yeah, it's a shame. Miss July, best known for being in a magazine in a full moon movie.
Yeah.
That was the note I have for that. I mean, she's, good looking lady, and that's just her only role, really.
Yeah. So everybody's trapped. The lady's trying to like lock down the criminals in like while being trapped in a warehouse full of cardboard boxes. Is this the movie that has the most cardboard boxes in it out of all movies?
It's in the contention for sure.
Like almost every shot has hundreds of cardboard boxes in it. It's just like
it's possible. There's a lot of low budget crap out there, even worse than this, where they're like in the warehouse full of boxes a lot. But this is like in every shot. You're right.
Yeah. It's every interior shot is just cardboard. My next thing in the notes is whoosh sound effect in the OST. Like, there's this, I don't know, it's like a
yeah.
It's this one weird like half whip crack sample that just gets repeated over and over and over.
Yeah, and the movie's wavy.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know if this is on Tubi or something. Every time there's like a still shot that doesn't have people in it, the movie like is wiggling.
There's a couple of times with people as well.
Yeah, it's generally
only really happened towards the end. But yeah, you're right. It is mostly when there's no people.
The theory that I posited is that somebody like they were just like using, Danubi free movie remaster software, and they just clicked like the defaults, which included like motion fixing, like on your phone or something.
Yeah,
and they just automatically remastered the movie the wrong way or something. I don't know. It's similar.
Bad transfer.
It's similar to how like some of the Puppet Master movies seem to have like sped or pitched up audio in like some scenes. There's just something going on with like.
Well, Full Moon rather has a lot of Blu-ray releases, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably they just had like an intern or Charles Band himself.
Yeah.
Just took all the movie files and ran them through a thing.
It's probably like that. Nice. After the Legacy, come on. They're out to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
So they're just going to quickly transfer everything. Oh, we got the Blu-ray. We got the Blu-ray now. And it's just
click a couple buttons, and wavy. Move it to 1080p, ship it.
I mean,
AI upscale of
they do need that money to make the movies because Charles Band apparently keeps embezzling the funds they get from producing.
We'll get to that later. So the next thing that happens in Demonic Toys is we are introduced to Newt from Aliens.
Right, and the actress is from the Elvira movie. She plays the teen sidekick in the Elvira movie, the first one. Please continue.
She's just Newt. Like, she comes out of the vents and she's like, yeah, I've been living here at night. These evil toys come to life at night, mostly. And it's just Newt.
She's a straight up nude.
There's no other way to say it. I guess the demonic toys awake yet at this point in the film?
I think so, because I've written before that baby oopsie rules.
Okay. So
and can you shit your pants?
Let's cover the demonic toys. So like one of the criminals gets like gut shot and wanders away into part of the warehouse that has satanic cracks in the floor, and he bleeds out into the cracks. And the demonic toys themselves wake up, who are from least interesting to most interesting. There's this tank guy who shoots a beam, and that's kind of all he does. It's a fine effect.
Did we look up the names?
No, not on purpose.
All right, let me look up the names. Tank guy is... Fuck. Where's this demonic toys? Tank guy is Jack Attack. No, Mr. Static.
Really? Jeez. Okay.
Yep. Mr. Static.
Mr. Static. All right. And then there's a bear.
Grizzly Teddy.
He mostly just... So Mr. Static doesn't have really any personality. Mr. Teddy just is a chompy little teddy bear. Later in the movie, he loves to eat cheeks. He eats fingers too.
Yep.
There's Jack Attack.
I guess Jack Attack's the one that loves to eat cheeks.
He also, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cheek eating, yeah.
There is.
Jack in the Box snake worm guy who just laughs a lot. He has another power that we'll find out about in Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
Yeah.
And then the de facto leader of the Demonic Toys is Baby Oopsie, who is a baby doll who cusses and talks nasty.
He kicks ass.
He does in this.
He does.
Yes.
Yeah. What is there, like 2 standalone Baby Oopsie movies?
I think they're up to 3 now.
Oh wow! And he comes back in PM versus DT. Just he's a little leading man, little scamp. We love him.
Hop on PMVDT on a Fightcade if anyone wants to join.
But the toys wake up, and a little kid who is Satan comes out, and he's like, "Hey guy, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna revive my toys and take over the world. Anyway, have fun dying." It's just there's just this evil little kid.
War.
Yeah, there's shots of the kid. The first thing I think in the movie is like this weird sort of artistic shot of evil kid and good kid playing war card game while the mother character sort of looks on. And we keep going back to that. It's in
a room of clocks.
A room full of clocks, and the clocks are all going crazy, and it's all Dutch angles. Who is this good kid? Who's this other kid? Well, we'll find out. So the next thing I have in my notes is Charles Band furiously fucking his wife without knowing why after editing scene of cop woman shrunk into dollhouse. He got so turned on, he hasn't admitted it to himself. He loves these little creatures. That's my little premise. But the cop woman gets shrunk into a dollhouse. She talks to the little kid, and the kid outlines the plot that he is the devil or a devil, I don't know. And he wants to do the nasty with her and be reborn in a human body. So that's cool.
It's a classic tale of demon wanting to possess an unborn child to take over the world.
Yes, classic tale. Time.
And the woman doesn't want to be a part of it.
Since time immemorial.
It's
Rosemary's Baby and The Omen. Probably another movie.
So
isn't he already born in Omen though?
Yes,
He was,
that's the
yeah.
whole. Yeah, he is born. So the chicken guy and Newt, they try to escape. They go in vents. The vents are, pretty big vents, movie vents. Again, it's another scene that looks like a movie. They get intercepted by the demonic toys. We lose Newt to the toys.
Mm-hmm.
Newt comes in the movie, out of the movie really fast.
Yeah.
Just a body to kill.
There's a weird scene where they're in the vent and they're looking down through the vent at women dressed as human adult women dressed as dolls wearing gas masks riding around on tricycles. It's
yeah, she's like, don't worry, they're only illusions.
Yeah, they're illusions, but this is also somebody's fetish, right? I don't know. It's just a very weird thing to be in the movie.
It's like that one episode of the Doctor Who Series 9 or whatever with the only good doctor that's ever been in anything, where they're in World War II
with the
England.
little gas mask babies.
Yeah, people keep getting transformed into gas mask babies.
Yeah, it's
Are
just
you my mummy?
Situation.
Are you my mummy?
Right, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Maybe Charles Band just has I don't know what it's called. Just into small things, childish things. I don't know.
When I was a child, I spake of childish things. That's when
I
was Charles Band, I made movies about childish things, killing people.
That's right.
It's
Charles, get on the podcast. We'll ask you all these questions and more.
It's from the Bible. At some point, Miss July comes to life and sexually tries to seduce the chicken guy. So she is actually in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a cameo.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not a chunky part, but she's there because the demon can disguise himself as other people. Pretends to be Cable briefly.
He pretends to be Cable several times, but Cable with his gut shot out and bleeding out of his face. And every time the lady is oh god, she reaches out her arms to him in a dramatic way.
Yeah, she falls for it every time. She's like, "Oh, Cable, you're back." Oh wait, no, you're the demon.
Yeah.
Oh, Cable, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, you're dead. You're actually that demon.
It happens 4 times
It's
at least, I want to say. But
lady, no.
they flash back to the demon's origin, which is one of the most insane things in the film.
In films.
In films, it's 66 years ago on Halloween 1925. I was almost born, the demon says, and there's some kind of Rosemary's Baby satanic situation where a lady has a satanic birth.
Yeah.
With all Satan stuff set up around it, and then they're oh, he's dead, and it's a rubber puppet of a dead Satan baby.
He's got little horns and everything.
He's got little horns. And then trick-or-treaters come to the door, and they're oh, do you want candy? Oh, wait, hold on. I have something better for you than candy. Here's my dead Satan baby.
Yeah, plant it.
Plant
Tell
it.
them to plant it.
Plant it like a seed, and you will get rewarded or something. It's just what the. So the kids go across the street to the future side of the toy factory, and they're pull out the dead baby. They go and they accidentally throw it in the dirt where it does get planted, and that's how this Satan came to be. Under the toy factory.
It has to be padding, right? They were oh, we need a little bit more for this movie, and they went back and filmed it.
It's so odd. How is that what they came up with?
And it's the only flashback, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
On another set and another time. They don't cut back there again.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. They could have cut back and forth. If you're gonna do that, like maybe have that mother. You could have had her be pregnant parallel with uh, cop lady. Whatever.
But I don't know. At this point, everything's coming to a head. The demonic toys are rampaging. Most characters are dead. And in our darkest hour, a little stop motion toy soldier appears. It's like, who is this little guy? It turns out the stop motion toy soldier is the unborn son of the cop lady. What does he say? He's like, I'm a ghost too, because I haven't been born yet.
Right.
So
the soul of her unborn son.
Yeah. So I can save you. And he fights the demon and he saves the day. And it's just choose a way to born. Kind baby, evil baby.
Yeah, pick that kind baby. I have written down like I feel like we're skimming through, which is fine.
Uh-huh.
But they find a locker full of guns, and he gets like a bandolier, and then he knocks the head off with like the butt of a shotgun. This is the chicken guy, because there's criminals. There's a criminal locked up, and he escapes, and then he doesn't care about the dolls, and he's just trying to kill the cop and the chicken guy. Also, I think Baby Oopsie is the one that shoots the security officer, right?
Oh yeah.
And we have like alphabet blocks spelling weird zany things to them.
That's a good moment. I mean, it's if you think that I want to kill you is a zany thing.
Yeah, it's zany. It's kind of out there. It's kind of zany.
What do you want? Death. Who do you want to kill? You. That's what they spell out.
Yeah, it's better than the Ouija board, I suppose. They're doing like the baby doll thing, so.
I mean, it works out really well. They're in a toy store. They got blocks.
Yeah,
perfect.
I liked it.
It's a fine little junky horror movie, and it has.
There's the werebear.
Yeah, the bear becomes big, and
which also from X-Men. I'm telling you, they're X-Men fans.
When is our werebear in X-Men?
It's in the New Mutants. I gotta look up if it was like around this time or later, though. Let me see.
That doesn't seem like a real thing. I don't know.
What are some of Baby Oopsie's lines from this? I mean, the tone of it is just like, hey, lard ass, you're a real piece of shit. And then, it's just like,
a lot of his lines.
I'm Baby Oopsie. I can take a shit. Can you take a shit? It's like,
yeah, I wrote that one down. I like that one.
Yeah, he's good. He's a little scamp.
Yeah, Demon Bear first appeared in 1983. And these are clearly X-Men fans working over a full moon, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Do you think Mr. Static is, I mean, he's just Bone Breaker, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Static's pretty much Bone Breaker.
Could be. They say great artists steal or something. I think they say something like that. It's an okay movie. It's not great. It's got some good lines. It's got some really fucking strange premises.
I have written down decent demon makeup for like when the demon appears. I thought it was alright. It wasn't like super horrible or anything.
It's like better than the makeup in Puppet Master vs. Monsters.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I have it written down like, and then next to it, why can't this carry a movie like next to the werebear and the demon? Like they have good effects in a way and kind of interesting ideas, and they're kind of walking around a warehouse full of cardboard boxes. Like they couldn't do anything with these things, these props, these better props.
Like the kills are not extremely creative or brutal. Or, it's like, it doesn't really have stuff that you would like want to watch a horror movie for, like mostly just people's cheeks get eaten off.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. I guess in some ways it just sort of fails as a horror movie, but it's really close.
Yeah, if it was a little better, tightly written, I think
Yeah.
it'd be more well received. Maybe I have written down that the woman is fit, like Linda Hamilton. She seemed pretty jacked and like really fit, which seems rare for the time period for an actress to be.
Yeah, well, she's a cop. She's got it. There's something. She's
I
some
know.
kind of agent of something.
The cop in Verse Demonic Toys is not nearly as jacked, and it's like
Right.
years later.
Well, that's Bulgaria. That's its own issue.
Right. I just wrote it down in the sense of like you have this woman, she actually looks fit and like tough and like believable.
Is
as, like,
she
a
in
strong...
anything else? Did you?
I don't know. I tried looking her up. I don't recognize like anything else she was in. A lot of bit roles,
None of
like on TV shows.
I wouldn't really say any of the like acting is like bad, right?
No,
like,
it's not.
Like it's a little silly that she keeps falling for the cable ghost, but like that's the script's fault, I guess. I don't know.
Well, so I mean, you have a decent cast who can actually somewhat act. They have funny lines and they come out as like badass or silly, and then like it's just like you have these demonic toys which are kind of lovable. You just do something better with it. So you're right. It's so close, so close.
Give it a watch. If you want.
It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Check it out.
It's free.
It's enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Oh, it's a lot better than like the last 3 Puppet Masters.
So, the final movie that we watched is Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, a Sci-Fi Channel original movie. I don't have a clever thing to say here.
Feldman's hair.
Yeah.
That was my first note.
So, Corey, I mentioned before this is a soft reboot / mythos retake of the Puppet Master franchise. That is my first note too, is Corey Feldman with silver sprayed in his hair. So the main character of this film is Robert Toulon, who is played by Corey Feldman, wearing a t-shirt that he walked in
Owns.
From his own closet.
Yes, just from his own closet, and the whole time he's doing the voice like this. And I was like,
It felt like he was trying to do a Charlie Sheen.
It sounded like Charlie Sheen, and I wasn't sure if like that was just his real voice or like is that like his road hard former child actor Cigarette's voice, or because I haven't really seen much with him as an adult, but
you should check out some of his music videos.
Yeah, I should. But he's the only good thing in this movie, and
he is.
It's really impressive. I don't know. Like one of the first things he says is like so Robert Toulon has his daughter. They live together in their puppet toys shop. What is it? It's like Toulon's Toy Hospital or Toulon's Doll Hospital or something.
Yeah.
Where I guess they make a living fixing broken toys, which, has to be lucrative.
Well, he's also a toy designer.
In like 2003, very profitable to be a toy designer and toy repairman back then.
So they're putting together the formula, whatever magic formula, and his daughter's like, I don't remember how this comes up. They're making the formula, and Robert Toulon goes, "Is the bitch ready? I mean, batch."
Yeah, batch.
Sorry, I was thinking about my stupid ex-wife, your mom. It's just, like, that's one of the first lines in the movie, so it like really kind of sets up the tone. It's very odd. It's great. And he's got his sweet little daughter who's, I guess, high school age, and they have kind of a good relationship.
I don't understand what age he's meant to be, like the silver hair. Like, is he supposed to be 60 and he's playing up and then hitting on like a cop in her mid 20s and 30s? Like, why? Why
Right.
not just? He could have been himself.
So
It's impossible to tell.
there's
Much like Streets of Fire.
yes. Okay.
No!
Now you're doing
He's
it.
a man out of time.
Now you're okay. They're getting spied on by a little bug, and the little bug is transmitting to a evil woman in pajamas.
Yeah, I have evil MILF toy CEO written down.
Evil MILF toy CEO, and they're seeing them resurrect the puppets, and they're like, "Oh, he found the secret. We've got to get that Toulon blood. Got to get that juicy Toulon blood." And these evil toy people are. I called it pretty early that this was going to be a Silver Shamrock thing. It's just
Right. Well, the movie begins at the very beginning is the Christmas commercial,
right,
which is very Silver Shamrock, and
Yeah.
like gives you that feel of like, get your masks ready, and it's like, get your toys.
yeah.
What is Silver Shamrock?
It's Halloween 3,
Oh, okay.
which is a film where it's not about Michael Myers. It's a film where like
About witches.
druids from ancient Europe want to kill all the kids in the world with Halloween masks with chunks of Stonehenge in them or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like
And, like,
basically
it makes,
the
like,
exact
snakes
same plot.
crawl
as
out of the
those.
masks and like
Yeah.
kill kids. I like it.
I mean, that sounds cool.
It was Halloween 3 was like super hated back in the day because no Michael Myers. So like in the 90s and early 2000s, everyone would shit all over it. And I liked it back then, and I still like it now. But we're at the tipping point with Halloween 3 where it's like people are just praising it too much.
Low key good, actually.
Like, it is good, but it's like everyone's like, oh, it's actually like super fucking good. It might be the best in this. Like, just calm down. Like, it's good.
Just be cool, okay?
Like, I'm glad that people are coming around on it, but like, just chill.
Yeah. So what's happening in this is they're trying to give everybody demonic toys. They've made thousands and thousands, millions of baby oopsies and Jack Attacks and the bear. The tank is Mr. Static is not in this film.
He's all fighting the X-Men.
Yeah. On Christmas morning, all the demonic toys are going to come to life and kill all the kids in the world. And then there will be the pajamas MILF will rule a world filled with toys.
It'll be the largest mass destruction of innocence. They say like 3 times.
And she kept complaining about how much she hates toys. So I don't know why she wants to rule a world of them.
Did she?
Yeah, she said at one point like she's tired of toys and like
weird.
Just hates toys.
Well, like the whole premise.
What's your plan, lady?
Yeah, the whole premise is like her father sold his soul so that her toys could come to life, and that was like the original demonic toys.
Right.
In the context of this film, like this, I guess this just throws out the whole demonic toy.
It's its own thing.
Canon, and like we find out that also it throws out the whole puppet master mythos. You know, like there's a Toulon bloodline that has had puppets for generations and generations. And
what is it? Jean-Pierre Toulon?
Jean-Pierre Toulon was the first one. Yeah.
Back in like the 1700s, and he made marionettes, and he did a deal with the devil to make them be alive.
Yeah, this one's not canon. You can skip over it if you're talking about the Puppet Master timeline, everyone. Because, everything that's not canon's like, you just don't have to deal with it.
Right.
Just don't watch it, don't play it, don't read it.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It's not like a movie could stand good on its own. There was just one doesn't. So, don't get me wrong.
So the
puppets look bad.
Yes,
we're beating around the butt. We haven't said it yet. They look bad.
That's my next note that I have. Puppets look real bad. These are not even like even in Legacy, it's like the worst. even in Legacy or like Curse, you know, where they have the fucked up jester and whatever, and it's like the worst puppet leftovers that they have. Like this is a new level. These puppets look like shit. These are brand new, shitty looking puppets.
Yeah, they're. Oh my god, they made Pinhead like a little scrawny wimp with big claw hands.
So here's who they have. They have 6-shooter. They have Pinhead. They have Jester, and they have Blade. And that's it, right? Yeah.
That's just the 4 of them. They all look bad. Yeah. I've written down, why are they robots? They're making whirring sounds nonstop.
Yeah. Every time they move
like animatronics.
Yeah.
I don't understand the change from, like, especially if you're going with the premise of, oh, Toulon has been in our, you know, we've been puppet makers for 300, 400 years. Like, why shouldn't they just be old puppets then? Why are they robots?
I don't think they're actually like robots. I think it's just like somebody editing the movie was a dumbass. It was so like we have to have some kind of sound here.
The person who wrote the movie only had time to watch one Puppet Master movie. So they watched the most recent one, Puppet Master Legacy, because that had so much of a lot of previous movies in it. So it makes sense. And in that, there is one brief scene from Puppet Master 3 where Toulon is telling the Nazi puppeteer that they are mechanized and his own design. So they thought, oh, that's how the puppets work. They're robots that are brought to life with magic.
And
there you go.
The way they like inject the fluid, we never get to really see the fluid. Like, I mean, it's blue, right? Kind of.
Yeah, it's
usually green, isn't it?
It's been green historically, but I think it's blue in this, and like you don't see it in the syringe. Like they just have this huge, chunky, opaque syringe,
metal
which
syringe,
is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm going to file it under goofs on IMDb.
Yeah. That's part of the canon issue too.
The formula is grocery store vodka, blue food coloring, and 2 drops of Toulon blood.
That's really fucking funny that you said grocery store vodka because I thought the exact same thing. And I don't think either of us said it.
It's pretty much exactly what it looked like. Was just shitty plastic bottle, plastic label grocery store vodka that you get for like $10 for a huge fucking bottle of it.
So like for some reason Blade has a little like metal nozzle on the back of his neck for the stuff to inject into.
All 4 of them do.
Well, but everyone else has this like weird lump. Yeah, you know, like Blade has a slot, and everyone else just has this like kind of gross looking little nodule that is where the stuff goes. And I don't know. they wake up. He's like, oh, 6-shooter. He wants his guns loaded. Oh, we trust him. And then they in the night, thugs from the evil toy company try to steal something.
Like I don't know what they're trying to steal. The puppets, maybe?
The formula? Like, they don't seem to care about the puppets. I think they were trying to steal the fluid or the secret or something. I don't know. But, like, it's not super clear. Because they don't steal anything.
No. They end up stealing nothing.
I almost said Charlie Sheen stumbles downstairs, but Corey stumbles downstairs and gets knocked out, and 6-shooter just starts blasting. He shoots like 14 times and sets all these chemicals on fire. And then a cop arrives, our deuteragonist of the film.
Lady Cop.
There's an extremely long and awkward, drawn-out scene where Corey Feldman is like, "Yeah, I don't know. I think I fell down the stairs and then nothing happened. And puppets, stop! No, wait. I said puppet shop. Right, that's what we are. We're a puppet shop." It's just like it takes so long.
It's bad.
It's bad, and
He's in his underpants the whole time.
he's in his underpants. They do make a joke about that.
They do.
And the lady cop is just like, I'm gonna file a report about this. No, I'm gonna file a report. No, don't. No, for XYZ reason. It's just like,
It doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
Really? Why he didn't want to like tell the truth that some thugs are trying to beat him up? Like, I get it, maybe from the perspective of he doesn't want his secrets getting out, but like, what, he didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
What if it was genuinely he was getting robbed? You're not going to tell the cop that?
Like, I think at some point during the cop scene, it cuts back to the toy factory where there's a secretary reading, like, what is it, like Christian Teen or something?
Yeah, it is Christian Teen.
And like they say, "Oh, would you like to come meet the board of directors? You're doing such a good job as the secretary." And they take her to the satanic dungeon.
Also say, you're a virgin, right?
Right. You're a virgin, right? They use the secret elevator medallion to take her to the satanic sacrifice dungeon with, I don't like this. It looks like a 80s toy playset. Like, it's this metal fucking,
it's so strange.
It looked like, if you've ever seen the Swamp Thing fucking like transformation place, or like the Terminator 2 like liquid flesh playset, like it looks exactly like one of those but at human size. And it's like the most Sci-Fi Channel movie thing I've ever seen. They take her down there and they sacrifice her to Satan, and we meet Bale, who is the demon of the movie, and he is an incredibly shitty looking demon. Like Count said about the good demon makeup in demonic toys, Bale looks like trash, and they keep doing this effect with like fast motion, you know, like he's moving at normal speed and then he kind of like zips over somewhere else, and that it looks horrible.
Right.
It looks really, really bad.
They keep doing it.
It is very Sci-Fi Channel.
It's, yeah. Baby Oopsie motorboats the virgin teen. It's pretty cool. He just puts his face in her boobs and goes, it's, and then he kind of bites her chest a little bit and makes a little mark on her. They put her in an Iron Maiden, and then it cuts back to the cop scene, which is still fucking happening.
Right.
They're still talking to each other.
They're still talking, and they're still trying to negotiate not doing the police report. Horrible. Like, we find out that Toulon blood, like the evil people want the Toulon blood for some reason.
Magic.
So they kind of explain it.
They do, yeah, they do eventually.
Yeah,
But
Bale wants the blood because he is the one that gave the secret of life or whatever to Jean-Pierre Toulon centuries ago. And he wants it back because when he went to collect Jean-Pierre Toulon's soul, his soul was infused into an oak tree, so he couldn't get it.
Right. Like,
He's
what
been,
does
like,
that even
hunting
mean?
the
That
Toulon
sounded
bloodline
kind of
since.
cool, and they don't elaborate on it.
Yeah, like he made
Right.
he made a
Just say
deal
that.
with a forest dryad or something to like become a tree, so Satan couldn't get his soul. And then
In a series notorious for cutting away and showing an explanation for a weird line, they just let that one hang.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, he just put his soul in a tree. Anyway, and then that tree is from whence the first Toulon puppets were ever carved from. So,
Yep. And then the pajama MILF wants the Toulon blood so that she can have living puppets because she hates toys, but she loves puppets.
Something like that.
it's She says,
if you want to,
doesn't she say something like, "Oh, those puppets are great. They're obedient. I just have these toys who are not
right?
obedient." I guess is the
She wants to control something.
yeah.
Plenty of men online, lady. Just go online.
Yeah, you don't have to kill 9
They'll
million
pay you.
kids.
Yeah.
So Toulon infiltrates the toy company, I guess is the next thing, because the next note that I have is Toulon's shitty arms at sides run.
Yeah.
Like he infiltrates the toy company and Baby Oopsie sees him and starts chasing him, and Corey Feldman puts his hands like stock straight at his sides, and he runs like with his knees bending at like 90-degree angles. It's like the goofiest, shittiest looking run, and he does it like as a character trait. It's just,
it's got to be like he's trying to be a cartoon character or something.
Yeah,
He's a very complicated actor.
he is. Yeah,
He's got confidence. He believes whatever he's doing.
yes.
He's like playing it very straight as far as like he himself delivering these lines.
I mean, you've got to, right? If you want to be a good actor, you've got to take every role seriously. That's what I learned about Nick Cage in that 3-hour video I watched.
Sure, but it's just funny because Corey Feldman's not a good actor, but he gives it his all.
Right.
I have woman was wearing wrapping paper dress down as a note around this time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have that's when they have this police ball, right? Like simultaneous with him sneaking into the factory. So it's an excuse for the police woman to be at the factory at the same time as Corey, and the evil MILF is wearing police wrapping. Gift wrapping. She changes outfits like several times. It's
a weird Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Christmas present.
Corey Feldman's in the t-shirt the whole movie, and woman MILF, evil MILF is like every scene in a new outfit.
Just like an off brown t-shirt. It's not. Oh. So
he picked it up at the Fleet Farm, and it's just a really comfortable shirt.
Yeah.
Well, they filmed it in Bulgaria, right?
Yeah.
He probably just packed it, and they were like, "Oh, we don't actually have like outfits for you to wear." And he was just like, "Well, I got like this in my suitcase." It's I got like my night shirt that I was gonna wear at night to sleep in. Yeah, wear that.
So, Slushie, you looked this up, right?
Yes.
Like, and what was that? Was an interview with the director?
Yeah, an interview with Ted Nicolau. I assume I'm pronouncing that right. It's one of those names that has like more vowels than you can hold. And he talks about how, because he had previously directed Bad Channels, which we talked about a little bit in our private time.
Which Mortis says is a good movie, right? Or at least enjoyable.
It is my favorite full moon movie that isn't a puppet master.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds high to me, and then it's this. Anyway, please continue, Slushie.
Well, so he goes into that. He talks about how he absolutely hated the DP, and the producer was drunk most of the time. Who I don't know who produced it.
I mean, it would have been Charles Band, right?
Probably.
Had to be.
Let's see. I can find out super quick. But then he talks about how, Full Moon had entered this contract with Sci-Fi to make a movie for them, a TV movie for them. And Charles Band had apparently pissed away all the money before the movie was even being worked on. So, but they still had to do it. So they found another producer with whatever tiny amount of money they had, went over to Bulgaria. He hated Corey Feldman, but he was very diplomatic and said that he's just a very complicated actor. He took the script and not completely, but like rewrote it to make it a little funnier. Which probably is the only thing that made this movie like not a living hell.
Right.
I can't speak for Count.
There's
Count
stuff
has very refined tastes, but
after you said that, it's really evident. There's like a lot of Corey lines specifically that are just like, oh, okay, like that's something that was written in later to be a joke.
Yeah, like Feldman, it kind of a living hell slushy, but like Feldman made it watchable. If he wasn't in it, all the other actors are fucking terrible. They are so bad, and he is like chewing the scenery and giving it his all.
I didn't feel like his daughter was like super bad for, you know, a teen in a movie. I mean, she kind of was acting.
I thought it might have been a
younger.
direction thing. I just thought she felt like she was playing like an 11-year-old, even though she looks like she's like supposed to be 16, 17, 18. It's like, I don't understand this. I said to Slush, it's like a Disney Channel movie. That's what it felt like watching this.
It really did. I guess it should be noted at this point, nothing happens in this movie. I think Slushie called it ahead of time.
Did not meet the demonic toys until like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Was it Slushie or Count who said like, this is going to be 77 minutes of nothing and then a 2-minute fight?
That was Slushie.
And then
Slushie
that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
The puppets never do anything. The puppets never kill anyone. They never fight anyone until the very end, and then it's like barely.
And then they barely fight the toys.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And don't forget their upgrades.
Yes, well, they get burned in the fire, right? And then he's kind of fixing them for a while, and then at some point, they have been upgraded to cyber puppets. Like 6-shooter has
cooler than they've ever been.
They say that. Is that the daughter who says that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6-shooter has a cyber eye and cyber arms. Pinhead has cyber arms. Blade has cyber arms. And Jester has a mace for an arm. One good thing about this movie and the puppets is Jester's head does spin a few times. They do at least
not
do
all
that.
of it.
Yeah,
it's only the bottom 2 sections. But
does the top part not spin?
This top part does not spin.
Okay.
Does not spin.
But it's the first time Jester's head has spun since
3?
Does it? I don't know if it. Yeah, you might be right. I don't remember it.
Like it spins in the other movies,
but
it's like
because
it's reused footage.
Yeah.
Right. And like the puppet in like 4 and 5 is he just has the marker drawn on his face, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's the first new footage of Jester spinning his head in a decade.
But man, it's bad. And he looks like shit. Jester looks the worst of all. For me.
Did you see Pinhead?
Pinhead is really bad.
Pinhead looks bad, but like Jester looks so fucking bad to me. I don't know. His little face.
Jester's at least the right scale. Pinhead's so small. He's the smallest puppet there.
His arms aren't even big. That's like his one trait.
I know.
Right.
I know. But Jester still looks worse to me.
He's got these big baggy pants. I can't get over fucking Pinhead's Jinkos. Corduroy Jinkos.
It was a different time.
So I don't know. I guess insert this here. I found this, but I didn't find any like information about this. But this has been a concept Charles Band has floated since the 90s, because there is a poster in the old Full Moon style, and it's on the screen if you're watching the video, which you must be. But there is a concept poster for this from
cool.
the 90s, and it's got Torch and Mr. Static on there.
Like, who are not in this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Torch really just the odd man out in every.
Torch is cool. He's underused.
Always. Do you think it's because like just a budget thing? Like, I don't want to fucking rig up a thing that shoots fire, man. Like,
it's probably that.
Yeah,
and like,
I mean,
can we just have something that
budget with safety and then like union rules.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm assuming Full Moon does actually follow union rules and actually like film rules. They have to. At the level there
Everyone
are. I know
has
they're
to.
low budget, but like they have to.
Everyone
So
has to.
probably expensive to have those fire guys out.
Yeah. So, you can't really discern anything about the premise of the film from this other than just the most surface level. But, like, it probably would have been better.
It's like they make the poster and then they sell the movie.
So, I don't know. The climax of the movie is Baby Oopsie
Farting a bunch.
farting.
Yeah, he farts a lot.
He knocks out the police woman. The police, like, they all get together, like, okay, we're gonna go have the final battle at the evil toy company because we figured out the plot and everyone's on board. And then Baby Oopsie knocks out the police woman who's calling for backup, and he calls on the phone, on his phone, his cell phone, I guess.
He's got a little baby phone.
He's got a little baby cell phone. He calls the evil woman. He says that there's a scene where it's like, there's a call for you. He says it's Mr. Harry Butt.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it's a really, they could have done like a name pun instead of just Harry Butt.
yeah, he's just a little baby.
Yeah, but he's like a dirty little baby.
But they they all end up, the daughter's kidnapped because they want the Toulon blood and they're going to put her in the Iron Maiden. We find out that Jack Attack has an attack where he can scream really loud, and it blows up the head of, the eyes, I guess, of the evil woman. Has this like subordinate who doesn't want to be evil, so he's sort of like sabotaging it a little bit. His head blows up, and there's a little battle between Jack Attack and the puppets, and then they go to the Sci-Fi Channel set, and then they have another little battle. And then I don't know. That's it. It's not good.
Like Blade cuts him from his box. Right? Someone does.
Yeah, Blade separates the Jack Attack during the first battle. And then
And then Pinhead ties him to the bulletproof case.
Right.
Right.
They put the puppets in a bulletproof metal case the 6-shooter just lasers out of.
Right, because they go to the Toulon home. They capture the puppets are all in like a bag. They're in the case, and then they put them into a bigger case.
They're in a carrying case, and it's the iconic.
The trunk.
Trunk. It's not the iconic trunk, but
it's not. But it's meant to be.
It's iconic trunk. Please don't sue.
Right.
Basically. They put them into a bigger trunk that's metal.
So they just have a non-lethal fight with Jack Attack, right? Like they don't even want to kill the demonic toy. They just like tie him down and leave. It's just what the fuck? And then they have the fight later in the basement, and Blade does a new move. He spins around really fast.
Yeah, right now Bear makes monkey noises as Blade spins around. Because the bear is making monkey noises.
Yeah, the bear's like a foot away from Blade, and he's going like... and there's just sort of like stuffing getting thrown in from off camera. So it looks like Blade is cutting the bear.
October Games, please put Blade's spin into the game.
Yeah, I had the idea that October Games, if you're listening... the puppets, there could be a mode where the puppets earn XP in the style of Wolfenstein Enemy Territory and get upgrades on a per match basis, so they could become cyber as the match goes on and get new powers. Just think about it.
Because the puppets need more help in that game.
They're going to. by the time the balancing gets done. I think you keep fucking complaining about Tunneler.
Nerf Tunneler. I wish Tunneler was in this.
Yeah, I guess he's not, huh?
Yeah. Why would you want him to be in here? You don't like him, and he'd suck. You just want to point at him as suck?
I'm going to bring him down a little bit.
One thing from the movie that's funny is Blade constantly does this cross arms salute, and then Corey Feldman returns it. Like he snaps into this cross arm salute, and he's like, "Yes, Blade, yes." It's really weird.
I've written down Jester uses his non-mace hand to punch.
Yeah,
right. The only thing he does with the mace hand is in the scene where he gets the upgrade. He smashes a box made out of tinfoil.
Right, and Corey Feldman says, "That's a precious antique."
It's a priceless antique. Is it Baby Oopsie that Jester uppercuts?
Yes,
I think it is.
So, yeah.
So Jester uppercuts Baby Oopsie into the pit of hell. Yeah,
and Pinhead crushes Baby Oopsie's head, right?
Oh yeah,
No, he crushes the Jack Attack's head.
I thought it was Baby Oopsie.
It is Baby Oopsie. He smashes Baby Oopsie's head together a little, and like green goo comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's like the one cool kind of thing in the movie.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
With his cyber
I got
arms.
confused because at the end of the movie, Baby Oopsie climbs out of the thing and he's totally fine. He's like, "Fuck Christmas
and a crappy New Year,
stinkers."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, Corey and the lady cop and the daughter, they walk out on Christmas morning. Everything's fine. They're invited to Christmas dinner, and they walk into the distance, and the movie's over. And I thought it was going to be like a Screamers type ending where they leave the building, and then there's like a ton of a bunch of demonic toys are like marching in from the distance, or the cop calls her family. It's like, hello, is everything okay? No, like
a bunch of radio chatter over her police radio, a lot of like sirens you're hearing.
Yeah, like that would have been good. Would have been cool.
There's ways to do that full moon without having to actually show all the puppets. You could do it with audio.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it very early in the movie that I hope the bad guy wins and the world is conquered by demonic toys.
Yeah, just slot this right into the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy.
Right, just put it in there. I said it last night, but I still think it's weird that they made it a point where it's like 5 minutes or 4 minutes before dawn, and then like they get out. It has to be like 5, 6 in the morning, and they're like, "Come over for Christmas dinner." And he's like, "Oh man, I'm starving. I want Christmas dinner." It's like, it's 6 in the morning. What are you talking about?
Well, Christmas dinner sometimes happens at like 1 p.m.
Yeah, he's gonna be hungry. He's gonna be dying.
Oh
this is very weird. Like Christmas breakfast or something. I don't know. I know no one does Christmas breakfast like that, but
on the note of the passage of time, there's that scene where before they leave, Corey Feldman's like, it's probably gonna take a while, huh? So I gotta go piss.
Yeah,
right. And that's when all the bad guys break in and kidnap his daughter and steal a puppet.
Yeah,
that's right. Right when he's
while
peeing.
he's off taking a pee.
And the 4 hours, 4 minutes thing to Christmas keeps popping up throughout the movie.
Yeah, just a constant reminder of the ticking clock element.
It's like the doomsday clock for Christmas and demonic puppets. But for me, it was like, oh, okay, this movie's, there's almost none left. Like, it's almost over. It's almost over.
Right, yeah.
Thank God. The last one was like, okay, there's got to only be like 10 minutes left, and there was. And I was like, phew, good.
So, bad movies. A lot of them.
I have ideas on how this could be good. You could have easily had the demonic toys attack Toulon, Corey Feldman, instead of like the goons that they sent. Send the toys.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of like Toulon investigating the creepy toy factory, send the puppets. Like, have them actually cross over earlier.
Yeah.
But they chose not to do that.
Just any kind of like script writing that isn't designed to minimize special effects use, I guess. Charles frittered away the money on Bulgarian pornography. Who knows? Who knows what he was doing over there?
He was
Allegedly.
Charles, come on the podcast and clear these allegations, which we didn't.
Please do.
We're just reading back. We love you, and we love Tubi, and this is on
this
Tubi.
Podcast wouldn't exist without you, Charles, and also maybe Tubi.
It's a lot harder to do without you, Tubi.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
You know what wasn't on Tubi is Bram Stoker. That's it, though.
That's
everything else is on Tubi.
Tubi, get on it.
Bad movies this week for the podcast. I don't think I can recommend any of these.
So, okay, well, we forgot to do our bit. Who's most valuable puppet in Legacy?
Well, Pinhead's the only puppet that does anything, and that's arguable because I don't think he actually moves.
Well, he throws a wrench or something. Pipe.
Yeah.
You see him throw the pipe.
Yeah, I guess it's Pinhead. What about demonic toys?
Baby Oopsie.
Baby Oopsie.
Does that count?
It counts. It's Baby Oopsie.
We can't have a most valuable puppet be Baby Oopsie.
Yes, we can. Why not?
We can.
He's not a puppet.
Well, this is going to carry through on movies that aren't even Puppet Master. Like, what's the most... You know?
I don't know if we're going to continue doing the bit. Who's the most valuable puppet in Citizen Kane?
Well, maybe not Citizen Kane, but like something that uses like special effects, like little creatures or something.
Anything with little creatures, we can do the bit.
Who's the most valuable little creature in the... I forget the name of the movie now.
Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys?
No, with the vampire.
Subspecies?
The little red dudes. Yeah, that one.
It's one of those little dudes.
Just the little dudes.
Look, we'll use the bit when it applies, okay? Which it does to demonic toys, because there's like unique little dudes. So who was your favorite slushie?
Oh, they all sucked so much. I do like that 6-shooter got laser guns. I like laser guns. I liked in Demonic Toys when Mr. Robot, or whatever his name is, shot laser guns. I don't know. Probably 6-shooter.
I'm going with Pinhead because he does the only cool thing by crushing Baby Oopsie. The movie should have had more of that, like little puppet on Demonic Toys gore. And they chose not to.
Yeah. Did you say one, Mortis?
I'm thinking. I think, Jack Attack probably does the most out of any of these small things.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say what his new power was.
No, I did.
We did.
Did you?
Yeah, you just weren't listening.
Jack Attack and Scream, and it killed the CO Evil MILF's sidekick.
Right.
He does. Isaac, I don't like him, though, is the thing. I think he's
stupid. I don't like Jack Attack either.
Baby Oopsie is constantly talking and he flies by farting. He opens his little butt flap and he farts and he flies.
Yeah, Baby Oopsie in Demonic Toys. What?
2 or 3 times.
He does the fart like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, you're right. I was going to say Baby Oopsie's in Demonic Toys in the first one. He's like Baby Yoda in the first Mandalorian season. Like, you like him. And then by Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master, he's like Baby Yoda in season 3, and you're like, I'm tired of this. This bit is over. Yeah. Like, he overstayed his welcome.
Yeah. I have a question, though. Do you remember during the fight when Pinhead pulls down Baby Oopsie's pants and he farts and flies?
Yeah.
Do you think were they saying that like Baby Oopsie has no control over that? Like, if his butt flap comes down, he will fart and fly? Like, was Pinhead trying to make him fly, or like was he getting away?
I thought he was getting away, but it's funnier if he can't control it.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Like that's the way to defeat him.
Yeah. I mean, Pinhead sucks so much in this. Like, he's so little, and his cyber upgrade sucks. Like, his
cyber upgrade makes him smaller.
Yeah, it really like fucks his silhouette up even more.
Right.
It's just like his one thing.
I know, but he has the cool one moment, and I think it's cooler than Blade spinning.
Yeah, he does. He does crush. Like, that's the only real like puppet on puppet on doll violence that happens. I guess I'll give it to Pinhead. Just, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I gotta. He doesn't. There's no moment where Pinhead gets with a lady, really. In this film,
he does. He shakes the daughter's hand and he shakes the cop's hand.
Yeah.
So like it's clearly there in the mythos of Pinhead himself that
Pinhead's a ladies' man. He loves it.
He creates relationships with women. Women are naturally.
He's lovable.
Women are naturally drawn to Pinhead because of his human-like hands.
Reminds me of that story about the perfect man.
Human-like hands. Yeah?
Yeah. This is a bit I do.
I see.
Normally I say the perfect woman, but then
do we want to rank these three?
I've ranked them. I put 9. I mean, I don't have demonic toys on the list, but I put 9 under 5, so above 7 and 6.
Oh boy.
Because
I mean, it's like
I could see a universe where I watch this again, but like you'd really have to convince me to watch 6 and 7 again.
Right. I feel the same way.
And actually, now that I'm looking at my ranking, I am going to move 7 below 6. So
you're putting Retro below Curse?
Yeah. After watching the recap in Legacy, it's like, no. I don't ever want to see anything from Retro ever again. It made me so upset.
Yeah, I did not like Retro. I liked Curse better, even though that's bad too. Demonic Toy is also bad, but also better than Retro and Legacy.
I would probably put Demonic Toys, if I was putting Demonic Toys in the Puppet Master ranking.
Oh, I meant like versus Demonic Toys.
Right. I would put Demonic Toys above Puppet Master 5, but below Puppet Master 1. So
I mean,
I guess I'll go ahead and put it in there.
So Demonic Toys is probably the only one of these three in today's episode I could recommend anyone watching.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just like really into just fucking schlock crap and Corey Feldman, I guess you can watch Versus. But
right, if you want to like make fun of Corey Feldman or like see what he's been doing 20 years ago, maybe check it out.
He is very funny and like sort of not really intentionally, but it's just a very funny performance and look. And it's just, like, it's a little sad, but it's also just...
Right, that's a part of it. Like, it's depressing a little bit. It's hard to recommend this even on good faith of, like, have some beers or get high with your buddies. Because, like, you'll watch it and, then, like, you just feel empty inside. Like, it doesn't have enough, like, silly moments to really hit that point.
Just nothing really happens, yeah.
How do you feel, Slushie?
I don't know, man. Like, we've got the Nazi trilogy coming up. I'm really hoping there's something redeeming in there.
I am dreading it.
This is getting so difficult. Like, clearly I was pretty clear from the start that I do truly believe there is something redeeming in art, no matter the quality of it.
Even if it's a scam?
Well, that's the thing. I'm starting to feel scammed.
Good.
It's so fucking hard. Like, Demonic Toys wasn't a great movie, but it was so much better than the last 5 Puppet Masters we watched that I feel a little sad.
Yeah. You're a Puppet Master fan now, Slush.
God.
You're gonna reach a point, you're gonna turn a corner, and you're gonna start making fan edits of Legacy to fix it. You know?
Yeah.
You're gonna become that person. Just give it time.
I mean, I already talked about in last episode how I was going to go through Legacy and do only, cut out all of the clips and do only the original content. Someone already did it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have.
I still think it'd be funny to do an edit where it's like the whole movie for every flashback that they flash back to.
Yeah.
That would also be very good.
So it's like 7 hours long.
Just including the entire credits roll.
Yeah, just put it in.
And just for fun, put the intro to 4 before every single movie.
Ugh.
Right? It was 4
Yeah.
where they did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Axis films, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, that's the next trilogy coming up.
Mhm.
Not looking forward to it, but after that is The Little Strike, which I do remember enjoying in 2018. Now we're 5 years out. Will I like it again? I don't know.
I'm surprised it's 5 years out. I don't know. It doesn't feel like that long ago that, you know,
Pandemic,
I saw about, yeah. Now, I remember seeing the third Axis movie is also a clip show of the 2 Axis.
Oh God!
I don't know.
no.
I don't know if I'm just getting confused after, you know, I looked at a ranking of all the Puppet Masters, but I don't know. Not to get anyone worried, I guess.
I'm worried now.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're more than halfway done.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know. It'd be nice to take a little bye week of a different topic before covering those.
We certainly could.
But we'll see. We can
Yeah.
discuss that offline.
We could do Doll Man and Demonic Toys
We could.
versus, I guess.
I mean,
And
we
bad
talked
channels.
about early
I don't
on.
know.
And bad channels.
We talked about early on how we're just gonna do full moon movies. So any excuse to avoid seeing more terrible Puppet Masters.
Okay.
I don't know.
You all right?
It's so much. There's if the third one is truly a fucking another clip show, I'm gonna be very sad.
It would probably just be of the previous 2 movies at that point.
Right, but why would you do that?
Because it's cheap and easy.
Then why make the movie in the first place?
Because it's a scam.
They promised.
You know what's cheaper?
A trilogy.
You know what's cheaper than not making a cheap movie? Or you know what's cheaper than making a cheap movie? Not making a cheap movie. You don't have to spend the $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10,000 people will buy it.
They promised a trilogy to fucking whatever distributing company to get whatever check, you know? So,
Well, at this point, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. These distributing companies need to fucking
fool me 15 times, shame on Charles Band.
Yeah, jeez.
You don't get fooled again.
Yeah. Furnace Leech Woman coming soon. Is there any Okay, well, the final note I have on this topic, the final note I have in my notes is everywhere is hell, or we are the damned.
I'm feeling it.
Any final notes?
No final notes for me. I hope you all have a great weekend, and stay tuned for next week's removed film from Trey. To be determined.
It's exciting. It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I don't regret doing this yet, but I hope that I don't regret doing it in the future.
It's gonna pick up. It can only pick up, right?
Oh, it must. It has to. It for my sake. For my sake, it needs to.
We're 3 away from a good one.
It's a dark forest. Those 3 are a dark forest that we are all dreading riding the carriage through. But we'll do it together and we'll have a laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be good.
We'll get through it. Don't worry, Slushie.
That's all.